We're here at the Ingram Planetarium. My special guest is Will Snyder. He is the director of the Planetarium. Will, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You and your staff have some great stories to tell. I said a moment ago, we don't have enough time, but we'll make it work as best we can.
Definitely we will.
Your background. Tell us about your background.
Well, I'm relatively new to the area here, just moved down in December to start working here, but I'm originally from Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh, where I was born and raised, where I went to school up there too, and just recently moved on down. My background is in astrophysics, so definitely works well with the planetarium here, and had worked for a few years in some other different planetariums, and I'm glad to be down here now in Sunset Beach too.
Now, I've been to the planetarium before, but it's such a wonderful facility. Tell us a little bit about how old it is and a little bit about the facility.
Well, of course. I mean, to have a planetarium at all here in South Brunswick County is pretty amazing.
You said it.
Yeah, I mean, it was built back in 2002, so 14 years old now. We'll be celebrating 15 years next summer, which will be pretty exciting here for us. So it's gone through some changes. It had a big digital upgrade back around 2008, 2009, and we actually were one of only 3 planetariums in the world with the system that was installed here back when that happened, and we've gotten good use out of it now. We handle all sorts of school groups throughout the course of the year. Of course, the summertime now is our busiest time of year with tourists and different families coming in, where we've got all sorts of different programs for pretty much anyone's interest.
And I want to talk about programs, but very quickly, where does the funding come from?
Well, we're connected to the Museum of Coastal Carolina, right over in Ocean Isle Beach as well. Sister facilities, you could say. We're both owned by the Ocean Isle Museum Foundation here. And originally, both places were started due to the support and backing of the Ingrams. Stuart Ingram, who is the namesake of the planetarium here.
And people at this end of the county will remember Mr. Ingram well.
Absolutely, yes. He and his wife very well.
Okay, we're here in the middle of the summer. And that's probably the height of your programs.
Definitely.
And the interest in the planetarium.
Yeah, we're open 6 days a week right now, which is the most we're open Monday through Saturday at this point. And we have programs every hour on the hour, all day long, basically. And being a planetarium, typically, you think of astronomy. A lot of our programs certainly do focus on astronomy. Everything from live programs, talking about what will be in the sky later on tonight, to more specific topics, maybe about exoplanets or some other sort of topic, like astronauts here in the planetarium too. So we'll go through a lot of different things like that, but not everything here is astronomy related too. We do have other interests, like we do laser art and music shows in the evening as well, which have traditionally always been popular for us in the evenings, where you get to enjoy different music, like maybe classic rock, the Beatles or Pink Floyd, to even, we've got a tribute of Michael Jackson. This is really popular with us this summer too, so people get to sing along to those songs.
Okay, here in the summer, you're busy every hour, am I right?
Yep.
You have different programs.
Yep, different hours every hour. Well, typically during the summer we sort of keep the same schedule from week to week, though it changes a little bit more during the off season to get more of our locals in. But we start things off, we've got a nice half-price program at the start of the day to get people coming on in. If you've never been to a laser show before, it's a good sort of introduction to that. And then coming up right at noon, that's our new program for this summer called The Sky Tonight, where it's fully live. We take a look at what's in the sky later on tonight, so different constellations, your planets that are up there. And then throughout the rest of the afternoon, we do different presentations on different topics. We have a great one for children and young families at 1 o'clock, where we talk about the sun and the moon, and then one that's really popular with adults right now too is at 4 o'clock, where we talk about the 7 wonders of the ancient world and pick out 7 wonders of the nighttime sky to talk about too.
Just so our viewers will know, we're in a room that I would call, I'll call it an exhibit room for lack of a better term.
Yes. But
the actual planetarium is next door within this building.
Yeah.
And on a regular basis, you preside or speak
Absolutely.
or lecture, if I may use that term.
Definitely.
During those 1 hour programs, right?
Yeah, and I think it's good you bring that up, because a lot of times, I take for granted that people just automatically know what a planetarium is.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times people haven't been to a planetarium, even especially in a small area, since it's unusual for us to have one like this. But the bread and butter of the planetarium would be our full dome immersive theater over there, where we've got a large roof over our heads, 3D spherical roof, where we project the stars up there, we project different movies and films on certain topics up on the roof as well. And during those programs, no matter what show you come and see, there's always a live star show at the end as well, where typically me, but also some of our wonderful volunteers here also talk a little bit about what's going on in astronomy and what's in the sky later on that night.
Programs for all ages.
Yep, for all ages, and people typically, it's a great place to bring kids and grandchildren, of course, but we do a lot of things here, especially that are really good for adults, and some of the things it's hard to get anyone excited about anything anymore, it seems, if it's not on their phone, but adults and kids both really seem seem to have a wonder in the astronomy.
Let's talk about kids, because
Yeah.
before we went on the air, you told me that you have kids 5, 6, 7 years old that know a lot about astronomy.
Well, absolutely. Sometimes maybe more than I do.
I'm amazed at that.
Well, it's amazing too, because I wasn't really that kid growing up that was fascinated in the stars and astronomy. But I think it's one of those things that, depending on the child, that you go through, that period of time where you just become obsessed about the stars, and they learn everything about astronauts. They can name the planets, different names of stars, and many different things. So it's always really nice. And one thing that's great for them too is where we are right now in our science hall with our exhibits. That's completely free to come at any time throughout the year. Whenever we're open, you can bring kids on into the science hall here, where we've got hands-on exhibits for them, and you don't even have to pay our admission fee. It's completely free to come on in and enjoy the science hall with them.
It's called the science hall, not the exhibit hall.
Yeah.
But you also spoke about telescope.
Absolutely.
Not classes, but...
Yeah, well, that's a new thing. We've always sort of done telescopes periodically, but this summer, on Wednesdays after the Sunset Beach concerts, we're now hosting a program called Star Watch, where we take our telescopes out at night, and right now, because it's the summertime...
People bring their own?
Yep, people are welcome to bring their own. If you don't have your own, or you don't want to lug yours down here, we take a variety of our own out. We can see all sorts of different things. Even just this past week, we had a great crowd here. We got to see Jupiter and some of its moons, the rings of Saturn, and we had a full moon that night too, which it was beautiful through our telescopes for kids and adults to look on through and see anything they could find up there.
That's terrific. Will you also have, I was about to call them movies, but we'll call them films.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
Tell us about
Absolutely.
that.
And that's one of the really cool things about our planetarium. It's an immersive theater too, so we feature 180-degree films up on our dome from a range of different topics, most of which, as a planetarium, you'd expect to deal with astronomy, maybe a specific special topic, or a general thing that we can talk about with the stars or maybe the planets that are up there. But we also have other topics too. One thing that is popular right now is our Seven Wonders program, where we talk about the 7 wonders of the ancient world and of the nighttime sky too, but lots of other different topics too. And one really good example is our program that was going on last fall, and we'll be back here this fall as well, called Sea Monsters, where it's sort of National Geographic is actually who put it out. We talk a lot about ancient creatures that used to live in the sea and paleontology and finding different fossils with it. So basically any sort of educational thing can go on here at the planetarium, and typically they're done to be very entertaining, not just educational as well.
I always want to get this in, the website.
Oh yes, our website, museumplanetarium.org. That is the website for both the planetarium and the Museum of Coastal Carolina up in Ocean Island.
You can learn so much more about your programs on the website.
Exactly, because they will be changing all the time. Coming forward to the fall, they'll be changing monthly, and we'll have new programs this fall as well. Coming up for the holiday season and Christmas, we're going to have a brand new holiday program this fall.
Between the two of us, I want our viewers to know that this is a wonderful, wonderful asset for this end of Brunswick County and for the entire area.
Well, it absolutely is. I mean, I'm new to the area, but it really is sort of a little hidden gem down here that, even still a lot of people don't know about for an area like this to have. It's great.
We touched on kids programs, but let's talk some more about kids programs.
Yeah. Well, one of the best right now is at 1 o'clock. It's Accidental Astronaut. We take a look at the sun, the moon. If you're a young family or anything like that, it's perfect for them because there's a lot of humor in there that the adults will get, but maybe the kids won't quite as much. But lots of different information for them. They'll have a good time seeing all sorts of almost 3D animated visuals up above the dome with them as well. And looking forward to the coming spring, we're going to have a new family program as well that will be just as popular. I think.
And consistent with that, you have groups of kids that come in.
Absolutely. I mean, during the off season, it's probably the biggest thing we do here is we get field trips in almost every other day of the week, it seems, from all sorts of local schools, but even pretty far away. I mean, up on the other side of Wilmington, some of these school groups travel to, even we had a group 3 hours away to come visit us here at the planetarium.
Wilmington has no planetarium.
Well, no, it's for this area, definitely it's good to have a planetarium right here. Probably the next closest one would be up at UNC Chapel Hill up there too, the Moorhead Planetarium. Good. So if you want to see something like that here for any of these schools, this is definitely the closest and the best experience they can get here.
You're the manager of the planetarium here. You're a busy guy, but you can't do it all alone.
Oh,
you need volunteers.
Absolutely. I mean, we're a small facility here, but with only full paid staff people that we have here, we are always looking for volunteers, and we have a great group of volunteers with us right now that some of them have been here for years, longer than even the planetarium has been around, at the museum and here both, and we're always looking for more. If you're looking for something to do, especially maybe come the fall when you're not taking trips over the summer, you can always have a group come on in, say maybe you want to work with field trips or you want to learn how to do some presentations in the dome. That would always be a big help to me as well.
gift shop too.
Oh, yep, and we always have volunteers in the gift shop too, which is a great thing if you guys are looking for maybe some gifts coming up for maybe Christmas or the holidays. Definitely anything space related, you can find it in our gift shop. Lots of things. If you're looking for your children or your grandkids, it's a great place to come and shop and find some things for them too.
All right, I'm going to get a little abstract with us here.
Okay.
We talked just a few moments before we went on the air about the size of the universe.
Yeah.
And I said that I had read that there are more galaxies in the sky than there are grains of sand in the ocean. I mean, how can that be?
Well, it's amazing. I mean, really, even just over the past, even a lot of our lifetimes, we've learned so much more about space and the sky around us when we look up at night. And
Right.
I think it's fascinating that kids through adults seem to still have a wonder about the nighttime sky. And in today's day and age, when we've learned so many things, made so many discoveries, to have something like the vastness of space, where we still have so much to learn, there's so much yet unknown, is really amazing about what can possibly be out there. And we're really learning by leaps and bounds every day about just how big space is and what all is out there too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm jumping around on you, but I read recently that there's a lot of junk in space as a result of our various space programs.
Oh, there absolutely are. The number changes. I've heard all sorts of different estimates about how many. I mean, it's millions of pieces of space junk
Really?
that are up there orbiting the Earth. And that sounds bad when you say that, but at the same time too, space is so big that even if you have that many even circling the Earth, they're all spread out. I mean, we can still send rockets up there, different things like that. And one thing is they sort of fall out of space on their own. Not that they're going to crush anyone here on Earth, but they eventually will burn up in the Earth's atmosphere, sort of just the natural sort of trash disposal system,
Yeah,
I guess,
right.
for outer space.
Well, from the vastness of space to Ocean Isle Beach, we thank you for being with us.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Jim.
It's
I
a great
really
program
appreciate
and
it.
a great facility.
Well, thank you
We
so
really
much.
appreciate it.